Hey guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today we are going to be covering some quality of life data packs for Minecraft 1.21. Now these data packs focus more on the quality of life changes and I think they are all really cool. The downloads for them will be linked in the description in the order I showcase them, so let's jump straight to the first one. So inside of the base game, when you have yourself a enchantment table with some bookcases around it, if you have any blocks within this square, then it basically cuts out the enchantment level. Well, with this data pack, it does it so you can decorate the enchantment table however you like. As long as the bookshelves are placed in the correct blocks, you can place any blocks within this center point and it will not block the max enchant. So for example, with no blocks in the center here, the enchantment is giving us level 30. And just to show it in survival mode, you can see it is still giving us level 30. But if I was to now start decorating this with some slabs of bookcases, let's maybe also add a pressure plate. Let's also maybe add a button or two. Now obviously this looks horrible, but it's just so you guys get an idea. Now if I open up the enchantment table and put the sword back in there, you can see it's still giving us level 30. So this is just a really good data pack if you really like to decorate your enchantment tables. And it won't affect the max level of enchants you need. You can see it does always stay at level 30. And just to show you that it does work with a load of different blocks, you can see if I just place some random blocks throughout, and then open it up and put the sword back in there, you can see it's not changing. So it's the first data pack, and it's a really cool one. And it's mainly for the builders who like to decorate things over the top, as enchantment tables are very limited in decoration, because inside of the vanilla game, you cannot place any blocks within this square. The second data pack is one that gives enchantment books a description. Now, it doesn't work when you first load the enchantment book, and that is just purely, I think, because of limitations. As you can see, when they're in the inventory, they are just basic, but as soon as it goes into your hotbar, it will give you a detail for what the enchantment does, what tool it can go on, and what the max level for that enchantment is. So you can see, for example, for density, it increases damage dealt when falling, and it's for the mace, and the max level is level 5. If we quickly just grab another one, which is Curse of Binding, you can see it does also work for pretty much every single enchantment. And it's a really cool data pack if you sometimes forget what each enchantment does. This data pack is going to be good for me because I always get Aqua Infinity and Respiration the wrong way around, so I always get them confused. I'm just heading down into a structure so you can see how it works in structures. Once again, when it's in the inventory it doesn't load, but as soon as you put it into your hotbar or inventory, it will then load the description. Now it's a bit annoying that it doesn't load when in containers and things like that, but I think that's purely just because it checks when it's on the player or when the player has looked at the book. If I was to now put this into the chest, you can see it does still say the description. Now the third data pack is one that a lot of people will like, but also some people will probably hate because it can be considered overpowered. And that is the fact that Infinity and Mending can go on the same bow. So if I, for example, enchant this bow with Infinity and then throw the bow back in there, you can see I can also put Mending on it. Meaning now the bow will mend, but also have infinity arrows. So this can be considered overpowered because it means that you'll never need to get a new bow, and you also don't need to carry more than one arrow on you. But I know a lot of players have wanted this for quite a while. It's very annoying having to keep mending your bow, especially with the too expensive cost in an anvil. And it's also very annoying with inventory management to be carrying like stacks and stacks of arrows on you. And you can still put other enchantments on like punch, power and things like that as well. They are also compatible in book form. So if you put them both in an anvil, they will go on the same book for you then to put it on a bow if you want. Now this is a bonus data pack, as I don't want to count it as one of the main 5 because I can't really showcase it that well, but I think it's good enough to showcase. Because what this data pack does is inside of servers, when no one is online, the game still ticks, meaning that days keep going. So for example, if you leave on day 15, no one joins the world, but then you join 2 days later, the game would still progress, meaning that you'll probably join on around day 20, maybe even more. Well, this data pack does it so if no one is online and this data pack is on a server, the day and night cycle will be paused. Same with the weather cycle. So this is really good if you want like a server where the game only progresses when players are online. So I looked into the data pack a little bit more and I figured out how it works. Now it won't break any farms. All the data pack does is it runs a command every tick or every few ticks that checks for players. If no players are found, then it basically sets the weather cycle and the daylight cycle to false by using the game rule. So it won't affect ticks on the world, it won't affect spawn chunks or anything like that, which is a good thing. So it won't break any farms and your daylight and weather cycles won't continue while no one's online. Now for this data pack to work, the server has to be empty. So if one player is online, then the world will still progress. If the server has 0 players, that is when the data pack kicks in and it basically pauses the game. Dead coral is a really cool, unique feature, but also annoying. So how this block works, if you're not aware, it starts off alive. So inside of water, it will be these different colors. But if the block is not placed within water, it will die after a few seconds. And inside the base game, there's no way to revive it. Once it's dead, it's then dead forever. So you have this grey block, or you can throw it away and go and mine yourself some more. Well, this data pack makes it so you can revive it. And the way to revive it is by throwing a lingering water bottle at the blocks. Now, it's a bit weird. It has to be exactly on the block. So there we go, that one has been revived, so has that one, and so has them two. They will die, because once again they're not in water, but if you was to place them next to water or in water, now although this data pack only makes the one change, it's definitely good if you like building with coral. Although potions of lingering are not easy to obtain, because you do need dragon's breath, which obviously you do need to fight the ender dragon for. Now the fifth and final data pack is one that I really want to mention, because I think it's cool, but I do also want to throw a disclaimer that it could cause some problems. And that is the fact that if you rename an item in an anvil, so this can be renamed to anything. So I've renamed these diamonds to don't touch. These diamonds now, when thrown on the floor, they will never despawn. But if I throw this stack of diamonds on the floor, which I haven't renamed, these ones will despawn. So what this data pack does, it makes it so items thrown on the floor that are renamed won't despawn. This is definitely good if you're using like a thrown item for a redstone contraption, but I do also want to just say this could cause some issues on servers, as if you have a load of items on the floor that have been renamed, them not despawning will obviously add to the entity count and it could cause lag. And there we go, you can see that these ones despawned, but these ones didn't, and that's because these ones have a name to them. And that is how the data pack works. So renaming valuable items that you don't want to lose, and it works for any item as long as it has a name that is not its original, and that can obviously be done in an anvil. But anyway, that is it for this video. That is 5 data packs, and they're mainly focusing on quality of life. So if you did enjoy this video, do leave a like and subscribe. I also do want to mention at the end of the video quickly, if you have suggested a data pack, I am looking into them. I have seen a few comments where people are saying that I'm forgetting suggested data packs. I'm not. I'm looking into them, and it's just taking a bit of time. Although from the time this video goes live, I have opened a new forum in my Discord where you can suggest data packs in there with a link, which makes it a lot easier for me. But anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.